This is the Archons trial on normal and hard. And before I start this quest, I went ahead and I did a turn in of my saga reward for the 40 ingredients and then exchanged that for the Macabre Greatsword. And the reason I did that is because it has evil damage, so it bypasses the end boss of this quest's uh, damage reduction, as well as another quest called Running It with the Devils uh, in the Veil of Twilight, which also requires evil damage. In some cases, it's evil and cold iron. We don't have the cold iron. If we had a cold iron Agma, we could slot it in our orange slot, but I don't have one of those, so I'm just going to have to use this. And so this will work for this quest. It'll work against most of the enemies in the other quest, and the damage reduction on Elite is 52. So that means every swing I take, it does 52 less damage if I don't bypass the damage reduction. I did get a great axe, but I have so many bonuses for great swords. I want to make sure I can take advantage of those, and so I went ahead and turned it in because nothing else on the list really looked all that interesting to me. And so I just decided the most important thing in that list to me was this great sword. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on normal, and I'm gonna show you with and without a normal. The damage reduction won't be as much. It'll get worse as we go up to levels, but I'll show you what the damage reduction is on normal and hard, so you can get an idea of how much more damage it does with this weapon. And the only buffs I'm going to use are just my Righteous Command and Holy Sword, because I want to get an idea of where I'm taking heavy damage on normal and hard before I run it on Elite. So you can see that these are all demons. Demons generally require either good or cold iron good. This weapon is good, so if they're not taking the damage, then it probably requires cold iron. So we'll see how big of a deal that is on Reaper mode.
As the last portal collapses, a set of floating platforms appears before the main gate. As you walk through the Grand Hall, one of the Astral Devas beckons to you. The Deva says, "To myself lies the trial of agility. To the west, the mechanics path. Defeat either path, then pull the lever in the upper corridor. This will complete this trial."
So this is the mechanics path. There's a lot of traps here. And we're probably going to have to get some of them after. Put the hireling on stand their ground. There's a trap box. So I've done the other way more than this way. I've done this way a few times, and I don't know what the trap DCs are here off the top of my head. More traps. looks like the very typical in here. The trap for this one is at the end. And the door is locked, so I'll get my lock picking. That's my weakest skill, so I don't know if I'll be able to do this on Reaper. I made it on a 7 below, so that gives me a lot of optimism that I can do this. And then that takes us over here.
This area seems specifically designed for dealing with uninvited guests at the main gate below. The tunnel here stretches off into the darkness, heading upward at a slight incline. You come out in a small passage above the Trial of Agility.
So by doing this, we bypassed this other thing, which really doesn't take that much longer. But it would help with crap bonus, etc. on Reaper.
The Trial of Agility is complete. A voice whispers into your mind. Good. For your next task, seek Liranel and the Deva in the upper corridors. She will explain your next challenge. Liranel says, demons have breached the upper halls between here and the courtyard. Hunt down the invaders and slay them. Do this, and we will consider the Trial of Endurance complete. A keening howl echoes from the gateway above the stairs. Is blocked by a potent magical barrier.
Then we just head up these stairs.
As the lever is pulled, the barrier blocking the courtyard fades. Another portal rends the air above the staircase, blocking the way to the courtyard. Another portal opens as the demons make one final bid to block you from reaching the courtyard. You see two large portals open in the courtyard ahead. A barrier of fairy flint blocks the passage to the south. In your mind. You've done well.
And there's a chest up top here.
The Trial of Endurance is over. Please follow the passage to the south of the courtyard and meet up with Tiana. You'll find her in the lower halls, past the stairs.
Now you could try in here. A lot of times what I'll do is will clear out this, the end fight is the toughest part of this quest. So what I'll typically do is clear the next area and then go back and shrine on Reaper.
Tiana says, next comes the trial of intelligence. To complete it, enter the room ahead, work your way past any obstacles, and solve the puzzle that controls the final barrier.
So the first thing you want to do in these puzzles is make it so that you can't activate the red. These red things are traps. Probably won't kill us because we have evasion, but no sense pushing our luck. Alright. And then so we got to figure out is it going to go down, or it looks like that's not right. So let's see. This turn, nope. So it's either like this.
As the last puzzle piece clicks into place,
Alright.
one of the magical barriers surrounding you drops.
So we're doing full, on the Land Archons we're doing full damage.
The teleports out, and the magical wall in the chamber
It's hard to tell
away,
on normal, it's so
revealing
easy.
Another room beyond.
Alright, so again, the first thing you want to do is move everything away from these red ones. Make sure there's no chance that we're going to light those up by mistake. And this is a long one here, so you want to do this all the way across. And yeah, I like to solve backwards. Some people prefer to solve forward.
The large puzzle is complete.
And the way forward is random.
Ahead of you fades.
Spot, that's interesting. Alright. So she does have damage reduction, so not too bad, 60, and
the Guardian Archon nods and teleports away.
Alright, same
the
thing here.
The barrier blocking your path disappears a moment after. As the puzzle is completed,
and this one's a trick. You don't want to solve this. It's a trap. So instead you want to just click on this button, and that gets rid of the last barrier.
The last barrier fades.
And then
once
you'll
again hear the voice in your mind.
Click here to enter.
You're more clever than you first appeared. The trial of intelligence is over.
You step forward to kind of start.
The teleport statue will take you to your final challenge.
The fight. And I usually like to kind of fight back here.
A large angel with emerald skin hovers over the arena. She gestures to you as you enter. Welcome. I am Rian, champion of the Archons of Shavarath. You have passed all of the trials set before you in order to reach this point. I congratulate you. One final test awaits you. The trial of strength. If you pass this challenge, then you will have proven yourself a worthy ally of the Archons of Shavarath. Rian's voice fills the arena. Your last challenge is a straightforward one. Prove to me the strength of your resolve. Defeat me and mine, and this final trial will be complete. Rian sheathes her blade and yields. You've done quite well. You've bested all our trials and defeated the demons that slipped past our wards in the bargain. Please, accept these tokens in gratitude for your assistance. Tell your gatekeepers that when the time comes to battle the devil Eritrakos, we will aid you as well we can. The trials are complete. You've shown the Archons that you're worthy of their respect and trust.
Nothing too interesting there. I'm just going to grab something and then go right back in on hard. Actually, it looks like my hireling ran out, so I'm going to pause it while I go back and get a hireling. I'll give Jertina fire, and I guess I'll give her everything, even though it's only hard.
The skiff brings you to the Archon stronghold, deep in the mountains of Shavarath. A trumpet Archon waiting at the landing site waves you over. The Archon gestures to the demon portals forming in the courtyard below. You'll need to clear out the demons on the then we'll open the main gate. Consider this your first test. Appears before the main gate. As you walk through the Grand Hall, one of the Astral Devas beckons to you. The Deva says,
And I'm going to do this other path just so you can see
the
it.
Trial of Agility. To the west, the Mechanics Path. Defeat either path, then pull the lever in the upper corridor. This will complete this trial.
So this is sort of like a Mario jumping, and it's you want to kind of be at the edge here where you jump up. And it gets a little bit, especially tricky. It's pretty easy, straightforward here, but when you get to these stairs, you want to like kind of be over here because there's something, the roof, we have to worry about. And then we can just jump onto here. So if you don't like the jumping, I'm not a big fan of the jumping, then you definitely want to do the other path. I guess I just don't know how high the DCs are, so we'll have to see on Reaper. But I suspect we could probably do it fine on Reaper. Whoa! So it fell down. So there's already strike one. This little roof thing is what makes that one kind of tough. And at least I find kind of going at an angle here so you can kind of land, and using these sort of heads as a kind of aiming spot helps me a little bit. And you know what, I'm going to stick my Boots of the Mire on and give myself a jump potion just to make it a little bit easier, because I think I'm used to a higher jump, and that's part of the reason why I missed that. You know, the higher jump skill makes this easier. Okay, this is a blowing trap, so you just need to kind of time it. Pull this lever. Again, I always do this. I just sort of, whoa, a little bit of a little hitching there sometimes. That happens. Okay, and then you just, when you get to the end here, you pull the lever. So that's the other way to do it.
With the pull of the final lever, the trial of agility is complete. A voice
Just in
whispers
case
into your mind.
if my DCs are high enough and
For
you're
your
having
next
problems with
task,
DCs, so that
seek
you'll know
Liranel
the
and the
alternate way.
Deva in the upper corridors. She will explain your next challenge. Liranel says, demons have breached the upper halls between here and the courtyard. Hunt down the invaders and slay them. Do this, and we will consider the trial of endurance complete. A keening howl echoes from the gateway above the stairs.
And you can see it's much harder on hard. It's harder, and on Reaper we get harder yet.
The way into the courtyard is blocked by a potent magical barrier.
And the Geralus are always a priority for me because they have that knockdown ability. And that's one of the tougher things that right now at this level for me is knockdown.
As the lever is pulled, the barrier blocking the courtyard fades. Another portal rends the air above the staircase, blocking the way to the courtyard. Another portal opens as the demons make one final bid to block it from reaching the portal. You see two large portals open in the courtyard ahead. A barrier in front blocks the passage to the south. As the last of the invading demons dies, you hear a voice in your mind. You've done well. The trial of endurance is over. Please follow the passage to the south of the courtyard and meet up with Tiana. You'll find her in the lower halls, past the stairs. Tiana says, "Next comes the trial of intelligence. To complete it, enter the room ahead, work your way past any obstacles, and solve the puzzle that controls the final barrier." As the last puzzle piece clicks into place, one of the magical barriers surrounding you drops. The Guardian teleports out, and the magical wall in the chamber falls away, revealing
So again, I'm
another
going
room
to just
beyond.
make sure I don't have any of these red ones activated. So I'm going to turn all of these away to make sure there's no chance of activating one.
The large puzzle is complete, and one of the barriers ahead of you fades. The Guardian Archon nods and teleports away. The barrier blocking your path disappears a moment after. As the puzzle is completed,
And a
the
reminder,
path
don't solve
ahead
this puzzle.
opens.
You just want to press this button.
With the click of a button, the last barrier fades. You once again hear the voice in your mind. You're more clever than you first appeared. The trial of intelligence is over. The teleport statue will take you to your final challenge. Good luck. A large angel with emerald skin hovers over the arena. She gestures to you as you enter. Welcome. I am Rian, champion of the Archons of Shavarath. You have passed all of the trials set before you in order to reach this point. I congratulate you. One final test awaits you. The trial of strength. If you pass this challenge,
So let me just see what it looks like.
the ally of the Archons of Shavarath.
So if I hit her 30-34, so that's on hard, it's only doing
Last challenge.
30-34. If I switch to this weapon,
Prove to me the strength of your resolve. And explain the trial.
you know, I'm doing much bigger, I'm doing full numbers, so. These trumpet archons, they can knock us down.
Sheathes her blade and yields. You've done quite well. You've bested all our trials and defeated the demons that slipped past our wards in the bargain. Please, accept these tokens in gratitude for your assistance. Tell your gatekeepers that when the time comes to battle the devil Eritrakos, we will aid you as well we can. The trials are complete. You've shown the Archons that you're worthy of their respect and trust.
Nothing too interesting. I'm just going to grab an item. Wish the guild needed guild renown. I'm getting plenty of that. I'm going to go ahead and grab an item, and that is the Archon's Trial on normal and